What's up, everybody? PA Outdoors here. Today I want to talk about a very basic emergency kit. Stick around. What's up, everybody? I put this kit together just based on a conversation I had with a few people. This is just a very basic emergency kit. If you're into preparedness, survival, that sort of stuff, this is pretty basic, like I said, as far as what you might be used to. But we all have, that one or two people in our lives that, they want to be better prepared, but they're just not totally committed, and maybe you've busted out your big go bag or whatever, and they see all that stuff and they thought, wow, that's not for me. I am never going to do that. I'm never going to invest that kind of money or, research all the gear. Or you've taken them out, or you've talked to them about these big debris shelters you've made, or the 200 different ways that you know how to build a fire. And in that case, they think, yeah, I'm not spending the time to learn any of those skills because I'm just not that into it. But they want to be prepared. They want to have some sort of emergency kit. And I think this kind of fits the bill. So what this is, in most emergency situations are not going to happen out in the middle of the woods. You do have natural disasters, which can cause a lot of bad situations, people trying to get out of town quickly. But I think most emergencies for the common person is going to happen either a vehicle breaking down at night, maybe, away from urban areas, or you've just gone on a day hike to photograph some birds or nature, or just for some exercise. And I think this is where that kit will solve some of the problems in those two basic scenarios, like I said, that I think most people deal with. In this kit, I tried to make it as simple as possible. You don't need to know how to tie a million knots. You don't need to know how to build, fire 14 different ways. So let's just kind of go over this kit. First off is a cover element. So I like the SOL Sport Utility Blanket. It is a 5x7 poly tarp. It's bright orange on one side, reflective on the other. You can use the reflective side towards you to keep your body heat in, or you can actually put it the other way around to reflect the sun away if it's really, really hot. I mean, right on the package, they give you, 8 or so different ways that you can set this up or utilize this blanket. In an emergency situation, someone doesn't really know how to set up a lean-to or something, which you can with this kit, but I think most situations that's going to fit the bill right there. They're just going to wrap up in it and stay warm, or stay dry, whichever the case may be. So that's our cover element. Cordage. It's just 50 feet of bright orange paracord, and I tried to keep this as high visibility as possible because they're not stealth camping, they're not avoiding whatever. They want to get rescued. 50 feet of bright orange paracord, you can do a million things with this. You can use this in combination with this to build, a lean-to like you do on the picture. Obviously you have to know a little bit on how to tie some knots, but you can build a shelter like that with very, very, very basic knots. Just a series of overhand knots will be good enough. And along with that, especially if you're going to do a setup like this right here, I just included 2 aluminum, these are the Coghlan's brand tent stakes. They're lightweight, they're pretty bright colored, and if you're talking about someone who's not going to be able to fashion their own tent stakes out of a twig, just throw these in the kit. They're there. They don't have to worry about trying to figure out a method of making tent stakes. I also included just a small chem light glow stick. Snap it, shake it, a little bit of light, It's on a string. You can swing it around for signaling, which again takes me back to this. The high-vis orange makes great for signaling. You can see it from a long ways. You know, search and rescue helicopters, a search party on the ground. They're going to be able to see this pretty easily. I also included, this is just a 3x3 piece of orange cotton. I got this at Walmart. Comes in a little package this exact size. It's like $3. 3 foot by 3 foot, 100% cotton, bright orange. You can use this as like a bandana, dip it in the water, wrap it around your neck, around your head, keep yourself cool. You can, you know, just kind of stuff this in your pocket if you're traveling. Again, high visibility. You can open this up, tear it into strips, tie them around trees. If, say, your car's disabled and for some reason you've got to walk away from the car, step into the woods or something like that. You can cut off the strips, tie these to trees, and kind of give yourself a trail where you walked in at. What I would recommend is, if you're going to tie these off to, if you're going to tie strips to a tree, make sure they're small saplings. If you spend enough time in the woods, you'll see tons of, you know, good-sized diameter trees with flagging tape marked around them, usually for, you know, the Forestry Service plans on cutting that tree down, or, you know, a property owner plans on doing something with that tree. But if you tie it around smaller saplings, you know, it's going to raise some red flags with people who are looking for you. Combustion. 2 forms of combustion. Obviously, first and primary, bright orange, big lighter. That's going to be the first choice to build a fire. You know, these things work almost all the time. High altitudes, not so much. Cold, you just warm it up in your hands, they'll start working again. It gets wet, you shake it off, let it sit for a little bit, it'll dry out, it'll work that way too. I also included, this is a UST Strike Force. You guys have probably seen these before. I've had these in other videos. It's just a kind of a self-contained large diameter ferro rod with a striker. Strike it like that, make a bunch of sparks, set your tinder on fire. Another reason I like this is, sorry about the lawnmower, I think the neighbor is mowing his lawn. Inside this cap, there's a compartment where you can stuff some tinder in there, whether it be store-bought, you know, tinder tabs, tinder quicks, whatever, or just a few cotton balls. It gives you some quick and easy tinder to get your fire going. Again, just to make the fire making process easier for someone who doesn't have a lot of experience. I had this little SOL rescue howler whistle just in another kit. I included it. Again, it's bright orange. It's P-less, so it won't freeze up. Plenty loud enough. Again, helps with signaling. And that's kind of the common theme here with signaling. Container. You know, even people are just going out in the woods to whatever, get some exercise, take some photographs. Usually just bring a, you know, a store-bought 16-ounce bottle of water with them. And that's fine, that's a little bit of water, but you can't do much with that style of container. I would prefer you bring out a single wall stainless steel water bottle. Single wall, so you can put this in the fire to boil your water to disinfect it. You're not purifying it, you're disinfecting it. You're killing off all of the microorganisms that might be in the water. It's not going to take out heavy metals. It's not going to take out any kind of chemical contamination. If that's a concern of yours, you might want to do some research and find out a better option of purifying your water. But boiling will take care of all of the natural-born, you know, pathogens that are in the water. 32-ounce single wall. You don't want a double wall. Double wall means there's an outer layer and an inner layer, and there's an airspace, an air pocket in between the two. If you were to put this right in the fire, that air is going to expand. And if it expands far enough, you're going to crack your bottle. And then the bottle's useless. Or it's going to shatter and you're going to get boiling water on you, shards of whatever the bottle's made out of. So stick with a single wall. And always try and keep it full. Like, this thing goes with me everywhere I go. I wake up in the morning, I fill it with water, fill it in the truck, I go, I refill it as needed. At the end of the day, I come home and, you know, I continue drinking. Wash it out occasionally. Next morning, fill it back up. So there's always water in it. It's about 3/4 full right now. Cutting tools. These big giant survival knives make a lot of people nervous. And if they don't have really any experience, they're not going to really utilize, why we carry those types of knives. But just a small pocket knife like this Swiss Army, I think this is a camper model. This is going to be good enough to cut cordage and, maybe a little bit of fine carving if you do know how to make a tent stake or make some toggles, anything like that. This is going to get the job done. It also gives you a few other tools depending on what models you buy: can openers, screwdrivers, bottle openers, corkscrews. I think all of them nowadays have the toothpick and the tweezers. Bigger ones have a saw, scissors, and so forth. Just depends on, I guess, how much money you want to spend and what tools are important to you, or what tools you think are important to the person that you're suggesting something like this to. So that really covers it. Now, of course, probably get a bunch of comments saying, well, you should include this, you should include that. And sure, I can make a long laundry list of items that I would personally want to have in this kit also. Maybe the first thing people might say is, well, a compass. If they're lost, they're going to need to find their way home. That's fine if they know how to use a compass. I'm not sure what percentage of the population actually knows how to use a compass, so that's why I didn't include one. Duct tape. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. But I think this is just basic, general. It's not an overwhelming amount of stuff that someone's not going to be willing to carry. You could fit this in, a decent fanny pack. You could take this out of the package and probably fold it up a little bit tighter, maybe, or roll it up. But yeah, just a small backpack, just a shoulder bag, a fanny pack, something like that. All of this, maybe excluding the big water bottle, which you probably would just be carrying anyways. That's what most people do, even with their small bottles. You're talking, for these items, you could probably go cheaper on some of these items. A cheaper knife. Maybe don't go with a ferro rod, go with some matches, which are cheaper. I particularly like the ferro rod better, but again, whatever you choose. You go with a cheaper space blanket. I think Walmart offers one that's like $11 or something like that. Very similar to this. It's based on the same thing. Orange on one side, reflective on the other. Made by UST, I think. But, so yeah, I mean, this could be picked apart, but I think this is just a basic kit for someone who doesn't want to spend thousands of dollars on gear and doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge, but, does want to have some sort of emergency kit with them in their car when they're walking through the woods. Leave your comments, please. Anything that that may be just blatantly obvious that I missed. But yeah, there you go. This is PA Outdoors. Please like, share, comment on this video. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell to receive notifications on when I upload new videos. Get outdoors, enjoy yourself, but remember, be safe out there. Thanks for watching.